Today on Lucky Dog, Brandon rescues Shadow, a shy Chihuahua mix content to play solitaire.
This right here is a trust issue.
But Shadow isn't the only one learning to re-engage with the world.
For the first time in my life, I find myself living alone.
In order to build new memories, it's going to take a little time and a lot of trust.
I'm Brandon McMillan, and I've dedicated my life to saving the lonely, unwanted dogs that are living without hope. My mission is to make sure these amazing animals find a purpose, a family, and a place to call home. Today, one dog will be saved and one family will have a new best friend. This is Lucky Dog.
Most of Brandon's work is based at the ranch, but some training requires a social call.
Come on, Copper.
Today, he and certified therapy dog Copper make new friends at the Meadowbrook Senior Living Center.
What do you think of Copper here? Beautiful, huh? You know, dogs have been proven to lower blood pressure and lower anxiety.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Proven fact.
But this social call is about to take a back seat to a more urgent one.
Excuse me, ladies, sorry. Hello?
Another dog is in desperate need of rescue.
I'll be right there. Well, ladies, I will see both of you next weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Come on, Copper.
Bye-bye.
Come on, come on, come on.
I just got contacted by the West Valley Shelter, and they said they have a dog that they're not really sure what to label him as. They say he could be a Chihuahua mix, but whatever he is, they say he's extremely timid with new people. So I'm gonna go rescue him, show him a little TLC, and maybe I can find him a forever home.
But it may take more than TLC to break one-year-old Shadow out of his shell.
Hey, little man. You scared? Come over here. You're gonna make me come in there, aren't you? All right, you win. I'll come to you, don't worry. Come here, come here, come here, come here, I know. Timid, aren't you?
Brandon hopes a trip out of the shelter will brighten Shadow's spirits. But the car ride only raises more questions.
Okay. On the car ride home, I noticed that Shadow really didn't pick his head up the whole time. Looks like he really has no energy, no interest in much. I couldn't even get his attention.
Because Shadow was given a clean bill of health, Brandon suspects the issue is emotional.
I think he has no trust in people. A lot of these dogs, they get bounced around from shelter to shelter, and they've learned not to trust.
You're not feeling it, are you?
Once inside, Brandon tries a new tactic.
You want that? He really had no interest in anything I offered him. I was petting him. He really didn't care. He said no to food. This right here is a trust issue. You don't trust me yet, do you? Before I start any training, I have to earn his trust. I have to show him that I'm his friend, not his enemy.
Because there's no timetable on building trust, Brandon decides to forego training in favor of some good old-fashioned bonding.
One of the biggest mistakes you can do as a dog trainer is start training a dog before they have any trust in you. It might take a while, but whatever it takes, ride it out, because when you do start training, it makes everything so much easier.
While Shadow learns to re-engage with the world, Brandon takes the opportunity to line up a forever home. His search leads him to Gary, a retiree facing his own life change.
I'd like to have a dog for company. I'm 74 years old, been retired for 14 years, and I'm living alone for the first time in my life. My wife and I have been married for 50 years. 3 months ago, I found it necessary to place my wife in a memory care center as a result of Alzheimer's, and I find it pretty lonely at home.
Gary maintains an active lifestyle, filling his time with cycling and fused glass projects. But he's hoping a dog will provide extra companionship at home and on his daily walks through the retirement community.
One of the social outlets is people walking their dogs and meeting each other, and I would look forward to having Shadow do that with me.
Look.
But if Shadow is going on any outings,
Shadow,
he'll need to overcome his social anxiety.
Day after day, I would wait Shadow out. And then, out of nowhere, we had the breakthrough moment.
Hello there.
He allowed me to pick him up.
Well, thank you. Well, been waiting a long time for one of those.
With their bond officially sealed with a kiss, Shadow earns his red training collar.
Try this on. There. It's official. It's time to start training.
Having embraced life at the ranch,
Morning, guys. Morning, morning, morning.
Shadow enjoys playtime with his new pals.
Go on. Go play. Make friends. Welcome to Lucky Dog Ranch.
His future is looking bright, but there's still work to do.
Come here.
The first thing I'm going to assess with Shadow is his knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no.
Sit. Good, that's a sit, perfect. You go down. You go down. Oh, good, that's a down.
He's got a pretty good foundation.
Yeah, a little sloppy, but not bad.
He might have been well trained and just regressed, or he might have been so-so trained. Either way, we're off to a great start.
Not only that, Brandon is impressed by Shadow's laser focus and his stellar etiquette.
Do you crawl on people? I will say one thing, you're a very well-mannered dog.
Over the next week, Brandon will refine Shadow's grasp of the common commands. But it's his trust issues that still pose the greatest challenge.
My ultimate goal now is to teach Shadow to trust anybody.
Coming up, a visit from Gary
I'd like a dog I could take over to the care center.
forces Shadow out of his comfort zone.
Things that Shadow will be exposed to are much different than everyday life. Shadow is a timid dog.
Here's a health and wellness tip from Banfield Pet Hospital. We work hard to keep our pets healthy. But did you know that owning a pet actually has health benefits? Studies have shown that having a pet can lower blood pressure, ease symptoms of depression, reduce bone loss, and increase blood circulation. Walking a dog can also help promote weight loss and keep seniors physically active.
You don't trust me yet, do you?
Shadow, the 1-year-old Chihuahua mix, has a serious case of trust issues. Though he eventually let his guard down with Brandon,
Been waiting a long time for one of those.
there's no certainty that he'll do the same for his potential owner, Gary. Luckily, Brandon knows the best way to a dog's heart is through its nose.
Dogs, they use their nose for everything. That's how they shake hands. I decided to go for an old technique. I call it positive scent association. I have the new potential owner, Gary, wear a t-shirt for a couple days. And what this does, it gets his scent all over the t-shirt.
Gary drops the shirt off at the ranch, giving Brandon some time to get to know him better.
You ever had a dog before?
You know, we had a dog when my son was smaller. He's 45 now, so it's probably been 20 years or 25 years since I've had a dog.
So why now?
I find myself in an unfortunate situation. My wife developed Alzheimer's, and about 3 months ago I found it necessary to find a placement for her. So I'm finding living alone is kind of tough. And I'd like to have a dog that I could have around the house for some comfort, and I'd like a dog I could take over to the care center.
Tell me about the memory care unit.
My wife is in a wing that has about 32 people in it. People bring in their dogs from time to time. It's interesting that that dog will connect, and the people will connect with the dog sometimes when they are not talking at all. My wife doesn't talk a lot, but she does respond to certain stimuli. And I see people bring in dogs, and small children, interestingly enough, are the two things that many of these people respond to when they're not responding to other adults.
Memory care units are unpredictable environments. A lot of moving objects, wheelchairs, walkers. Shadow is a timid dog. I can't be sure that he'll feel comfortable in that type of environment. How about your wife? Does she like dogs?
We've had pets in the past, and she always liked them. And I showed my wife the pictures that you sent me of Shadow, and she smiled. And I don't get a lot of smiles, so I'm encouraged by that.
I see how important it is to Gary to make his wife happy, so that makes it that much more important to me to pull Shadow out of his shell. The one thing I noticed about Shadow right away was he's unsure of new people. He doesn't take to them very quickly. It takes a while, and that's where this t-shirt comes in. Your scent is on that t-shirt. That when he finally meets you, he makes the connection that you are a positive person. You're the person he's supposed to be with. I'll train him in it. He can sleep with it. He can play with it. Everything I do with that t-shirt will be 100% positive. It does have its limitations. It doesn't work on every dog. The question is, will it work on Shadow?
I'm certainly hopeful it will.
When it comes to dog training, there's never any guarantees of the results. In the case of Shadow, I have to form a mutual trust between us and then transfer that trust from myself to Gary. Can that trust be transferred? That's the big question here.
Coming up, one small step for a dog, one giant leap in training.
I need to be 100% convinced that Shadow can handle himself in a situation like this.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected.
Good. There you go. Nice.
Shadow, the one-year-old Chihuahua mix's training has been an exercise in trust.
Good boy.
Over time, Brandon has been able to earn Shadow's confidence. But bridging the gap between Shadow and Gary will take a token of good faith.
Shadow, come on.
Dogs explore the world through their noses, so come here. I had Gary come to the ranch and bring me a shirt to start the Positive Scent Association training.
It's a t-shirt. What does it mean, right? It means nothing to you right now, but trust me, it's all gonna make sense pretty soon.
Everything Shadow does from here on out at the Lucky Dog Ranch will be with that t-shirt. Whether he's sleeping, playing, whether he's eating, this t-shirt from here on out will be the dog's everything. So when he does meet Gary, he will have a positive experience. He'll trust him.
Get comfy. Trust me, you're gonna like this t-shirt pretty soon.
But Shadow also needs to feel comfy in a completely new environment.
Now that I know that Gary wants to take Shadow to see his wife in the memory care unit, that poses a whole new group of challenges for me. Things that Shadow will be exposed to in the memory care unit are much different than everyday life. Most likely, he'll be exposed to lots of wheelchairs, lots of walkers, lots of canes. I need to be 100% convinced that Shadow can handle himself in a situation like this.
This calls for a return trip to Meadowbrook.
So first things first, I grab a cane. I'm watching him the whole time, seeing his body posture. I always say the body posture tells the story of what the dog is thinking. He doesn't even get fazed by it.
There you go. Good boy. Good.
Test 1 complete.
Okay.
So the second part of this test, I had a resident of the facility help me out. She grabbed a walker, and I had her stand about 10 feet back and simply walk towards him with the walker. I'm keeping an eye on him. What is he doing? What is he thinking? If I see any hesitation at all, I have to deal with it right now. But I see nothing. He pretty much stands his ground and simply moves out of the way as she walks by. Test 2 complete.
But the true test is about to roll in.
I've tested a lot of dogs over the years around wheelchairs, and half the dogs, they don't react very well. It's a scary object. The wheelchair moves closer, and then closer. I'm watching his body posture, keeping a close eye on the leash. Is it tightening up? Is there tension? Do I see him getting anxious? He simply stands his ground.
It's a surprising reaction for such a naturally cautious dog.
I gotta admit, Shadow made it easy for me. But there's still one more final piece of the puzzle that needs to be completed.
Okay, come on.
How's he gonna react when he meets Gary and Marcia?
Coming up, the moment of truth arrives.
It's either gonna go really well or really bad.
So Gary, what I want you to do is just put your hand out, let him sniff you.
Here's a health and wellness tip from Banfield Pet Hospital. If you're planning to introduce a new baby or pet into a household with an existing dog, then try using scent to your advantage. Bring home a blanket or piece of clothing that holds the new family member's scent and introduce it to your current canine companion. This will give your faithful friend some time to acclimate to the change, and it could result in a smoother transition. Shadow, the cautious Chihuahua mix, is slow to trust new people. But by using positive scent association, Brandon has been building Shadow's trust in new owner Gary, a man Shadow has never met.
Come here.
Throughout the week, Gary's shirt has been by Shadow's side. During training,
Good.
at dinner time, when taking naps, and even while on road trips with Brandon. But will it be enough to inspire Shadow's confidence?
Today's the day to see if all the work I've done with Shadow and the shirt has finally paid off. I'm bringing Shadow over to Gary's house so they can meet each other for the first time. And it's either gonna go really well or really bad.
Oh, Brandon. Hello.
Gary.
This must be Shadow.
Shadow. Usually when a family meets a dog for the first time, they can pet the dog and hug it and do whatever they want. But in the case of Shadow and Gary, it's a little bit different.
This union requires a more formal introduction.
Shadow doesn't realize that he's right in front of one of the most positive experiences he's ever had. He just has to simply make the connection between his nose and the scent.
So Gary, what I want you to do is just put your hand out, let him sniff you. He needs to recognize your scent. It's gonna click in any minute.
He knows your scent. He's been smelling it for a long time now. He just has to make the connection. At first, Shadow was simply looking at me. He wasn't relying on his nose.
And then, the moment of recognition.
Hey there.
Shadow turned around and started kissing Gary right on the nose.
He did seem to recognize me, so I was excited about that. Good boy.
What took me a long time to gain Shadow's trust, it took Gary only minutes. Bet you didn't think a shirt could do that, huh?
I had no idea. No idea.
That's the power of a dog's nose.
With their bond officially sealed, Shadow upgrades to his green collar.
You want this? You want this? Come here. Get this off. There. You could be wearing that for quite a while. Don't worry, Gary. I didn't forget about you either.
Oh, my shirt.
It wasn't my size. You know what that is, huh, Shadow?
What's that, huh?
Yeah, you definitely know what that is.
Huh?
He's all yours now.
Right.
You want to go introduce him to your wife?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Come on.
Coming up, new memories are made when Lucky Dog returns.
Marcia, look at here.
Over the last week, Brandon has been working to overcome Shadow's lifetime of trust issues. He gave Gary his seal of approval, but there's still one connection he's yet to make.
Now that Shadow and Gary have bonded, it was time to go see Gary's wife.
Marcia, look at here. For the last few months, my wife's been very cautious around dogs, but she seemed relaxed with Shadow in her lap. What do you think of this, huh? Do you like holding the puppy?
When Gary placed Shadow in her lap, instantly she reached out and touched him, and that made Gary really happy.
Animals seem to relax people a lot, and I'm confident that that will continue to be the case with Marcia. She seemed really pleased.
So what do you think, Gary? You can take it from here?
I'm sure I can. I'm really excited about this puppy.
Well, Shadow, this is it. You look nice and comfortable, so I think I'll say a quick goodbye. See you later, Shadow. Take care, buddy. Take care of him, Gary.
Thank you, thank you.
Bye, Marcia. I might have been the first person in Shadow's life that he truly trusted. And through me, I could be the bridge and show him that everybody else in the world can be trusted too. Now Gary is that bridge.
And together, they'll make new memories.
Oh, Shadow's delightful. My life will really be different now that I have Shadow.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog.
Lucky Dog.
Hi, are you a senior?
A Doberman mix in her golden years gets a golden opportunity.
I want to adopt a senior dog because I work with a dog rescue and I just see how many senior dogs get overlooked.
But
What are you doing up there?
can Cora shed a lifetime of bad habits
She is a terrible jumper.
to make room for new talents?
I'm Brandon McMillan, and I've dedicated my life to saving the lonely, unwanted dogs that are living without hope. My mission is to make sure these amazing animals find a purpose, a family, and a place to call home. Today, one dog will be saved and one family will have a new best friend. This is Lucky Dog. One of my favorite ways to network is to go to pet adoptions. You really get a sense of the dog's personality in a cage-free environment. It's a great way to find a pet, and it's also a great way to find potential owners.
Uniting loving owners with deserving rescue dogs is Brandon's mission in life.
That's a down. Perfect.
And today, he's about to face a daunting new challenge. Finding a home for a senior dog.
Come on. Let's get you back over to the adoption tent and get you a home. Come on. Come on. Come on.
But before making this rescue, a little bit of sniffing around leads Brandon to hear about one of the volunteers who might be a perfect match.
Hi, baby.
Are you Nikki?
Hey, I am.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I heard you were looking for a senior dog. Is that true?
Yes, I am.
I just got contacted by the shelter, and they said they have a really good senior dog.
Yeah.
What kind of personality traits are you looking for?
I want a dog that I can bring with me to work, to friends' houses, and I have a lot of friends with kids and other dogs, and just sort of a dog that I can have any and everywhere.
You want them to be active?
Yeah, I'd love to have an active dog. I live at the beach and I'm always outside running around playing volleyball, paddleboarding, everything. So yeah, I'd love a dog I can do all my activities with as well.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna head to the shelter right now and check her out. If she's a good match, maybe I'll call you. Do you have a business card?
Yeah, you bet. Hold on. There you go.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
You never know, it might be a good match. She's 8 years old, so I'm gonna go to the shelter right now and check her out.
Waiting to greet Brandon is Cora.
Oh, thank you. I know. Are you a senior?
All right, let me come in there. Let me say hi to you.
Though little is known about Cora's history, her infectious spirit is undeniable.
I get it. We're friends already.
That didn't take long. I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. We keep being friends, and I'll take you out of here. Come here. Let me see. Let me have a look at you. You're too old to be in that shelter. I'm gonna make sure you never end up there again. First step in that process. I gotta get you trained. Here, try this on. No, come here. It's okay. There you go. There you go. Morning, everyone. Morning, morning, morning. Go on. Go play. Make friends. Make friends. You're gonna like it here. Welcome to the Lucky Dog Ranch. Now Cora's settled in at the ranch, it's time to assess her training, see what she knows. So I'm gonna run her through her knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no. So the first thing I do with her is put her on a sit.
Come here. Can you sit? Look at you.
And she sits faster than any dog I've ever seen.
Hey, you're older, experienced, aren't you?
Cora's off to a strong start.
Can you go down? Yeah, you're almost there. You're almost there. Looks like someone taught you, but you're not great at it. How's your
But
stay?
soon her assessment hits a few speed bumps.
How's your stay? First I say stay, and she just blows it right away. And so again, I set her up, I say stay, a little stronger, and again, she stays for a half a second, and then just walks right up to me.
Nope. One more
Third time, she actually stayed. I was like, okay, we're off to a pretty good start here. 4th time, she blew it. 5th time, she stayed again. I'm like, something's not working here. Give me a sit.
Inconsistency seems to be the name of the game.
Give me a stay.
She's perfect at some commands and sloppy at others, and some she doesn't even know at all. This dog is all over the place.
But a more annoying behavior is leaping to the top of Cora's training list.
She is a terrible jumper.
There's the jumping again.
You can tell with Cora, this is an old habit that was never trained. What happens with a lot of people when they have a puppy, they think it's cute when the puppy jumps on them. And little do they know, they're reinforcing the behavior. Well, in the case of Cora, it's not a cute habit anymore. Now it's a bad habit. So I have to correct this behavior right now.
Brandon runs Cora's leash through an eye bolt.
It gives me a pulley system. Now I have control of her. If she starts to jump, the leash will do the work. And after a few minutes, she has no interest in jumping on me. But she's still on leash, and she's still on the pedestal. And what I do is I put her on a sit, and I step on the leash, just enough to where she actually has a little bit of slack where she can start jumping. And instantly, she tries to jump. And she learns by trial and error. The leash is going to stop her in her tracks.
When Cora shows no interest in jumping, Brandon removes his foot from the leash and tests her again.
You sure you don't want to jump? You positive? Good, good, good.
Though this habit seems to be broken, some baggage is harder to shed.
There's something that really stood out to me with Cora. After I rewarded her for a behavior, I pet her on the head, and I noticed as I was petting her, she was really wincing her eyes. It raised a red flag right away. I had a feeling that Cora had had a few dark days in her past.
To confirm his hunch, Brandon tests Cora for abuse.
I just simply lifted my hand in the air.
Yeah, it's okay.
Instantly, she winced her eyes, dropped her whole body. Dogs that have never been hit don't know what that means. They don't react like that.
Cora's past will require special consideration.
I have to be very sensitive to the fact that somebody not only trained her wrong in the past, but treated her wrong.
Come here. It's all right. It's not gonna happen here, don't worry. I just had to know.
Cora had a dark past, but that doesn't mean she can't have a bright future.
Coming up,
Hey, Brandon. Hey. My favorite thing is paddleboarding.
Wouldn't that be awesome if I could train her a dog to stand up paddleboard with her?
here's a health and wellness tip from Banfield Pet Hospital. Osteoarthritis is a joint disease that causes painful inflammation and swelling in aging pets. But it can be managed if you follow these steps. Watch your pet's weight. Consider a specialized diet. And make sure your pet gets daily exercise. If you think your pet is showing signs of osteoarthritis, schedule an appointment with your veterinarian.
Come on. One step at a time.
Day 2 at the ranch, and Cora, the 8-year-old Dobie mix, is getting a jump start on her training.
Yesterday, I found out Cora has a really bad habit of jumping. So I trained the off command with her, but today I'm going to see if it's stuck.
You gonna jump? No? No? You sure? I'm giving you every opportunity to jump.
She's a smart girl. She learned.
Now that Cora has all 4 paws firmly planted on the ground, Brandon moves on to another important command.
See that? No. No. No.
She's never been taught the meaning of the word no.
Okay.
And the word no is vital for every dog to learn. Now, I have to be really careful when teaching her this command because yesterday I found out that it looks like Cora has had a past history of abuse. I don't want to yell this command at her.
No.
I don't want to even be too stern. I almost want to make it a fun command where she grasps the concepts. I know. That's not going to get it. That's not going to get it, though. Okay. There we go. That's enough. That's enough. I think you got it.
It's a fruitful day. Not only has Brandon gotten a no out of Cora, he's gotten a yes out of Nikki.
I sent Nikki photos of Cora, and she really responded. So today I'm going to Nikki's place to sit down with her and get to know her a little better.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to see you.
You
Come
too.
on out back and we'll chat.
Okay. So how long you been here?
About 7.5 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yep. Love it. The beach is my haven. This is where I want to be. I probably won't ever move.
So what's everyday life like around here?
I do a lot of activities at the beach, run, play beach volleyball, ride my bike, and my favorite thing is paddleboarding.
So why an older dog?
You know, I've been volunteering with Dog Rescue, Rover Rescue for over 12 years, and I just feel like those dogs are the ones that get passed up the most, and just my heart kind of goes out to them.
It's great she wants to adopt a senior dog. People have this impression that senior dogs are damaged goods, when the reality is senior dogs often come with far less problems than a puppy.
I don't feel like any dog should really be alone in their last years. This hits really close to home for me because my mother, she passed away from cancer not that long ago, and I was able to be with her in her last few days and weeks. I'm kind of doing this in honor of my mother, like being there for another being in their last few years might scare somebody, but for me, it's just more meaningful.
With a dog or anybody, it's not about the number of years, it's about the quality of the years.
Nikki is perfect, and her selflessness sparks new inspiration in Brandon.
She lives right by the beach, and she loves stand-up paddleboarding. When she told me this, the first thing that clicked in my head was, wouldn't that be awesome if I could train her a dog to stand up paddleboard with her? Normally, I wouldn't even think about training most dogs for stand-up paddleboarding, especially a senior dog. But Cora is much different. She has a heavy work drive. She's eager to please. This will be the classic case of answering the age-old question, can you teach an old dog new tricks?
Coming up, Cora shows off her surfing skills in the kitchen.
What are you doing up there? I see we have more work to do on you.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected. Like many older rescue dogs, Cora has her fair share of bad habits. And today she's about to reveal another.
I had one of my volunteers cutting up some treats for the day, and I walked in the room and I saw Cora putting her paws on the countertop and just having a feast. What are you doing up there? This is a big problem. We call it counter surfing. So I decided to fix the issue right there.
Once again, Brandon utilizes the pulley system.
I set a very large piece of plywood on the floor, and I put an eye bolt through it. I run a lunge line through the eye bolt. Time for you to learn something.
Brandon baits the countertop, then sits back and waits for Cora to make her move.
Off, off. I simply say the word off and I pull back. Off, off, off.
Eventually, Cora loses interest. But Brandon is hoping she'll be able to channel those surfing skills in a new direction.
Now that I found out that Nikki is an avid paddleboarder, I want to surprise her. I want to teach Cora to paddleboard as well. Today, I'm taking Cora to the Canine Gym and Rehabilitation Center to teach her the basic fundamentals of paddleboarding. And the first thing I want to do is just get her used to the board. So I put the board on the ground and I put a couple treats on the board. And she actually runs up there right away.
Good, good, good.
From there, I decided to go a little more advanced. So I picked the board up, now I put it right by the pool. And I put her back on top of the board and I rock it slowly.
Just a little bit of rocking motion. See?
As I'm doing this, I'm holding her on the leash and I'm feeding her a couple treats. This calms her nerve.
There it is. Good, 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 good. There you go.
She understands the rocks are not gonna hurt her. It's just the way the board moves.
Nothing frightens you, huh?
But now comes the real test.
The next step in the process was to put the board in the pool.
Brandon starts off by securing the board to the edge of the pool.
The worst thing I could do is put that board free-floating in the pool, so if she stepped on it, it would instantly slide away. Then it would become a negative experience.
There you go. Look at that. Nice. All the way. All the way. Good. There, you get one of these. Good. Good.
Once Cora gets stable, Brandon guides the board through the water.
This is the trickiest part to teach her because I have to teach her not to fight the water, but go with it. She has to feel the rocks, feel the motion.
Now watch. We're gonna turn. We're gonna turn. See?
Today I like what I saw, but it's time to take it to the next level. I'm gonna take her to a marina. This will be the ultimate test to see if she's a natural paddleboarder.
Come on.
Coming up, Cora hangs 10 when Lucky Dog returns. Here's a health and wellness tip from Banfield Pet Hospital. Dogs love the beach, but not all of them are strong swimmers. Senior dogs, small breeds, and dogs with short noses or double coats are considered especially high-risk swimmers. If you plan on enjoying the water with your dog, consider using a life vest or flotation device to ensure their safety. Cora, the 8-year-old Dobie mix, is learning how to hang 10, or in her case, 20.
Cora did great at the pool, but that's a very controlled environment. Now it's time to take it up another level. I'm taking her to a lake, which is an open water environment, a lot more elements to deal with. And to top it all off, we're gonna be on the board together. This will be her ultimate test. If she can prove to me that she can handle this, she's ready to go paddleboarding with Nikki.
Brandon starts by securing the board to the dock.
And as I was stabilizing the board, she just decides to jump right on the board. That told me everything. It told me that she's a little adventure seeker. She wanted to do this. She wants to have fun. So, paddleboarding we go.
Before they push off, Brandon puts Cora through a quick review.
I rocked the board a little bit, and it didn't even faze her. She stood her ground. So, that's it. We set sail. I started paddling the board right to the middle of the lake. I was doing very slow paddles, watching her the whole time, seeing what her body language is. Again, I don't want her to be afraid of this. And then when the moment was right, I decided to stand up. And as I start standing up, the board starts wobbling. Instantly, Cora dropped her body posture. She corrected herself. That told me everything I needed to know right there. Cora understands the whole theory of stabilizing herself now.
While some dogs master the doggy paddle, few get a chance at the paddleboard. And for Cora, the helm is exactly where she was born to be.
I could tell she loved it for two reasons. Number one, the smile on her face, and number two, the wag on her tail. The best part about this whole scenario, it wasn't the paddleboarding. It was the fact that when we got back to the dock, she literally tackled me with kisses. That right there showed her gratitude. That made me happy.
Was that fun?
In fact, it made me so happy that I gave her green collar. Come on. You got a new mom waiting for you. Come on.
Coming up.
So last time I was here, you told me about your love for paddleboarding.
No way.
One week ago, 8-year-old Cora watched the world through the bars of a cage. Today, she's upgrading to an ocean view.
Come on, this way. Somebody wants to meet you.
Oh my gosh, Cora, come on in.
Come here, Cora.
Hi, baby. Welcome home.
Brandon walked in with Cora, and I instantly fell in love. She's just so sweet, and she climbed right into my lap and gave me kisses. I know my mom would have loved her.
Can you sit for me?
Good girl. Oh, she's so sweet.
Yeah, she's such a lover.
Aw.
Did you go shopping for her?
Well, actually, my friends had a puppy shower, which is kind of a new thing. Yes, they had a puppy shower for me, and so Cora has all these new toys.
So last time I was here, you told me about your love for paddleboarding. I got a surprise for you.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Look at you.
She's a little surfer girl.
And she's smiling. I had no idea that she could do that. It was totally unexpected. So she'll just get right on the
She
board?
hops right on and doesn't want to hop off. Actually, getting her off the board is the hardest part.
Really? Yeah. So will she do that with me?
Of course she will.
Yeah?
Yeah? You want to try?
I would love to try.
Get your board.
All right, let's do it. Oh my God.
Good girl. Down at the beach, Nikki and Cora set sail on their very first adventure.
It was amazing. I had no expectation that she'd be able to do that with me, and it was so cool having my little buddy that I'm cruising around with. And I cannot wait to do it again. I mean, this is a dream come true having her be out there on the water with me. Really cool.
Goodbyes are always tough, but it's easier knowing that Cora's golden years will be just that. Golden.
What Nikki did for Cora was a perfect tribute to her mother. She took a dog that had basically days to live, and now she has an entire life ahead of her. From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog.
Today on Lucky Dog.
Look at you. You're very friendly.
A petite poodle mix with a charming personality learns the value of paying it forward with her new owner.
You want me to train Rosie as a therapy dog?
Definitely. I want to help people that just don't have all the help that I had.
But can this cancer survivor who's handled the challenges of life
Sit?
handle Rosie?
I failed. I literally am freaking out at this point. I can't get my dog to do anything.
I'm Brandon McMillan, and I've dedicated my life to saving the lonely, unwanted dogs that are living without hope. My mission is to make sure these amazing animals find a purpose, a family, and a place to call home. Today, one dog will be saved and one family will have a new best friend. This is Lucky Dog.
Lucky Dog Ranch sees its fair share of students, but not all of them walk on four paws. Today, Brandon leads Tom through a control exercise with his dog Riley. But a new student is about to enroll.
All right, that's enough for the day, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right.
Not too long ago, I was contacted by a lady out in New Jersey who said she'd like me to find her and train her a dog to be used for therapy. The West Valley Shelter just contacted me, and they said they have a dog that fits the profile of what I've been looking for. So I'm gonna go down there and rescue this dog, and maybe she's the one.
Hey, little one. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, yeah, I know. You're excited. You're excited.
Welcoming Brandon with a wag and a smile is Rosie, a 10-month-old poodle mix.
Hi there. Oh, look at you. You're very friendly. What do you say we take a little drive? You want that? Come on.
Rosie's ability to turn on the charm will come in handy alongside Lori, a kindergarten teacher from New Jersey seeking a larger purpose in life.
About 10 months ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. And then 2 weeks after that, unfortunately, my dog, Jasper Jax, love of my life, was also diagnosed with cancer. I did everything I could to save him, and unfortunately, 2 weeks later, he passed.
Thankfully, Lori went on to win her own battle.
And now I am happy to say I'm cancer-free and I'm a survivor.
Her experience and the support she received from friends and family inspired her to find a personal way to support the cancer community.
I had so much help, so much support, and I feel that with this disease, many people don't have that kind of help, so I really wanted to give back. I would definitely like to rescue a dog and make that dog a therapy dog and have Brandon be the one to train him or her.
But before Rosie can spread joy to patients in need, she'll need to pass her own checkup.
Come on, this way, this way, this way.
Hey, good morning, Brandon.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Rosie. She has an appointment with Dr. Nardi.
All right, let's go in room 2.
All right.
Hi.
Dr. Nardi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
This must be Rosie.
This is Rosie.
Hi.
She's just shy of a year. She
Okay.
looks pretty good health-wise, but that's just me with the naked eye looking at her. I
Sure.
wanted to give her a once-over with you and see what you think.
No, absolutely. Let's take a look. Hi. Good. Eyes are very clear. They look great. Let's take a peek in your ears. Good. Ears look good. Let's take a look at your teeth. Oh, I'm starting to see a tiny bit of tartar buildup on the back molar. She's a small dog. Small dogs, small mouth, teeth crowd, tartar builds up.
Is that the reason why a lot of small dogs have bad teeth when they get older?
Absolutely. Probably not a bad idea to start brushing her teeth, either with a finger brush or a small brush, and you'd want to do that every day.
Okay.
Since she's on the active prevention wellness plan with us, that includes a dental cleaning.
So what's the next step?
I'm gonna take her to the back. We'll do her full comprehensive exam, which includes running a full blood panel, checking all of her organ functions, liver, kidney, cell counts. running a heartworm test and Lyme test just to make sure she's negative, and then we'll check for any intestinal parasites, and we'll give her a little bit of our routine dewormer.
And if all that checks out, she's safe for training, right?
If all that checks out, she is definitely good to go for training.
Perfect. Thanks, doctor.
No problem. Okay, let's go.
Back at the ranch, Rosie earns her rose-red training collar,
We have a lot of work to do on you, my friend.
then gets a taste of Lucky Dog hospitality.
Welcome to the Lucky Dog Ranch. Go play.
Today, it's all fun and games. But Rosie's training will start bright and early in the morning.
All right, slow it down, slow it down. I brought Rosie down to the training yard to assess her knowledge on the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no.
I know. It's exciting. It's exciting. Come here.
Holding Rosie on a leash, it's kind of like holding a kite on a windy day. So I put her on the training pedestal, and then I tell her to lie down.
Give it down. Oh, look at you, huh?
Boom, off to a good start. And then I take her off the pedestal and put her on the ground.
Stay. Can you stay? Stay.
And then I realized very quickly this dog had no control whatsoever. I rescued Rosie specifically to be a therapy dog for Lori, and we're not off to a good start.
Before Brandon can teach any of the common commands, he'll first need to harness her boundless energy.
There. How's that feel? Perfect fit.
Using a double leash lock-off, Brandon takes Rosie through a control exercise.
There you go, calm down, calm. First gear, maybe even neutral. At first, she's all over the place, but as soon as I get a few seconds of stillness, I reward her. From there, my goal is building time. There you go, see? It gets easier. Look at that. You don't have to constantly be in 5th gear.
Slowing down will be the key to speeding up Rosie's training.
Control is everything. It's the foundation of training. Without control, there's no obedience. And without obedience, there is no therapy dog.
Nice.
Coming up, a new student enrolls at the ranch.
Hey!
When it comes to a therapy dog, it's not just how well they're trained.
Every rose has its thorn, and in Rosie's case, that thorn is control. But with a little work, this 10-month-old poodle mix is finally starting to blossom.
I worked a lot of days and a lot of long hours on control with Rosie, and by doing this, it made training the 7 common commands so much easier.
Get back up. Sit. That's a sit. Good, good, good.
She
That's
picked
a
it all
sit.
up very quickly.
Give me a down. Good. That's a down. Perfect.
No.
With a firm grasp of all 7 common commands, Brandon's convinced Rosie has what it takes to pass the therapy dog test. But does Lori?
In order for a dog to be certified as a therapy dog, it has to go through a vigorous test along with its handler. I don't know how much experience Lori has handling dogs. If she's serious about certification, we gotta get to work. Hey!
Hey!
Come on in.
When Brandon called me to invite me to the ranch, I was so excited. I couldn't hop on a plane fast enough.
So welcome to the Lucky Dog Ranch.
Thanks, Brandon.
How was the trip from New Jersey? Lori and I sat down and we started talking,
So the summer's off.
and she opened up to me and told me everything.
Last summer, I was diagnosed with cancer. And 2 weeks later, unfortunately, my dog, Jasper Jax, was diagnosed with cancer as well, which was harder, his diagnosis, than mine, honestly. They said he only had about a day and he lasted 2 more weeks, and then he passed. I had cancer, I lost my dog, 3 surgeries, everything I just felt was going down, and I just feel so lucky now to have this opportunity, which I feel will be life-changing again, but in a positive way. I've had several operations, and I feel like I've recovered, I'm cancer-free, and my life is just not the same without a dog.
So this has a much deeper meaning than just getting a dog.
Much deeper meaning, because I had so much help throughout all of my surgeries. Now I see certain people that fight cancer or battle cancer just don't have all the help that I had, so I want to help them.
So is that why you want me to train Rosie as a therapy dog?
Definitely. I know when I see dogs, I smile, so I would just, such a huge meaning for me to give back.
I just want you to know that when it comes to a therapy dog, it's not just how well they're trained, it's how well they're handled. I'm the trainer, you are the handler. That's why you're here. It's my job to teach you everything I know in the short amount of time that you're here.
That made me extremely nervous. Do you think you can train me?
It's one way to find out. You want to meet Rosie?
She's here right now? What are you waiting for? Let's go. Look at that face. Rosie! Oh my gosh, you are the most gorgeous girl. As soon as I saw her face, I just melted. Brandon, she's perfect. She's just so super special, and I really think that she was meant to do this. She was meant to make sick people smile.
You up for it?
I think I am. I'm ready.
All right, we'll start tomorrow. For now, go ahead and bond.
Hi, Rosie.
These two really do not know each other at all yet, but they're about to embark on a long journey together.
Thanks, Brandon.
Coming up,
Sit.
class is in session.
Brandon basically just said, show me what you know. And I clearly didn't know much.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected. Rosie, the 10-month-old poodle mix, seems destined for social greatness. She's on her way to becoming certified as a therapy dog.
Good.
But certification isn't a solo challenge. It's a team event.
In order for a dog to be certified as a therapy dog, it has to go through a vigorous test along with its handler. The training with Rosie is now done. The training with Lori now begins.
And like any new student at Lucky Dog Ranch, Lori's training starts with an assessment.
You ready?
I start training with Brandon, and just between us, I'm scared to death. My other dog was litter box trained, but that was it. Wouldn't sit, wouldn't do anything, so this is definitely a new experience for me.
So here, take the bait bag. You are now the trainer. Let me see where you're at.
So Brandon basically just said, show me what you know. Rosie, sit. Sit. Rosie, sit. And I clearly didn't know much. I failed.
Try something else.
Stay. She's staying. What do I do now? I literally am freaking out at this point. I can't get my dog to do anything.
It's safe to say that she does not have very good handling skills. She has no control of the dog.
Go ahead and pop her right here.
Good girl, Rose.
All right, come here. All right, go ahead and take the leash. Now have her sit.
Rosie, sit. Good girl.
Pay her. You see the difference when you put her on here as opposed to down there? We've gained control. You've taken the kids, just like in your kindergarten class, you've put them in their chair and say, time for class. So first things first, we're gonna do a little control lesson here. I'm gonna get to the end of the leash, just like this. And I'm just gonna hold the leash very loose like this. And every time I see her wiggle and wanna jump off, I pull it a little straight, just like that. Now I see she's controlled, I slack up with the leash like that. And when I see she's been controlled for a good amount of time, I'm gonna go ahead and pay her. My main goal here is to get her to not move whatsoever, without even saying a word. Go ahead and try it. We're just looking for control.
When he explained to me that it was all about control, I felt relieved that there was a reason that I couldn't get her to do some of the things I asked her to do. That was an important lesson for me.
Armed with new insight, Lori gives basic obedience another shot.
Sit.
There you go.
Good.
And reaps immediate results.
Good.
Even when Brandon throws in a few distractions, Rosie and Lori keep their cool.
I felt like $1,000,000 when I finally had control of her and she was listening to me and looking at me for the commands.
But there's still a long way to go.
Overall, Lori did very well today, but it's day one. Tomorrow, it's time to turn the steam up.
Good girl.
Coming up, their partnership is blooming. But will it be enough to pass the final exam?
And she has to be in that box.
I was nervous, so I almost passed out.
One year ago, Lori was diagnosed with cancer. Today, she's cancer-free and determined to pay it forward. by turning this 10-month-old poodle mix into a therapy dog.
The therapy dog test has over 20 different exercises on it. So today I'll be running Lori and Rosie through a few of the scenarios to see if they have what it takes.
So today, my goal is to get Rosie's attention on me, but I know that's going to be really, really hard.
All right, you see these red X's? At every X, I want you to make the turn to the next X till you come right back here to home base. Make sure she's on a loose leash the whole time.
Come on.
Good, good.
Good, good. Good, good,
Good.
good.
Turn,
Come on,
motivator. Motivator. Keep her on you. Good. Good.
Good, good,
And
good.
have her sit.
Sit.
Good.
Good.
Pay her. Perfect.
Girl.
Perfect. Perfect. Shake hands.
This is Rosie.
Hi, Rosie. How are you?
Come on, Rosie.
There you go.
Good. Good girl.
Good, good, good.
By the end of their 2-day intensive, Lori's got a better handle on her handling skills.
Good girl. I feel because I'm more confident and comfortable with Rosie, she in turn is more comfortable with me.
But will confidence be enough to pass the big test?
Hey,
Hey. Hey, Rosie.
you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Today is Lori and Rosie's ultimate test, and for this, we'll be simulating a real therapy dog evaluation.
Rosie, you ready?
The reason why we're doing a simulated test is because to get a dog certified, the dog has to be at least 1 year old, and the handler has had to have owned the dog for at least 6 months.
Brandon, I'm going to be evaluating Lori and Rosie, so if you don't mind.
No problem.
I now need to step back and let Lori take the wheel, or in this case, take the leash.
It's all you, Lori.
I got this. Sit.
The Pet Partners evaluation consists of 22 exercises. The first 12 are the Pet Partners skills test. The skills would be like down, come when called. The second portion of the evaluation is the Pet Partners aptitude test. There we're looking to see different scenarios that would simulate what would happen in a hospital environment. Lori, this exercise is accepting a friendly stranger, so I'm the friendly stranger, so I'm just gonna walk around both of you, okay?
Okay. This one I am not worried about at all. My girl is friendly, loves people. I think she has this one.
Great, thank you.
Lori and Rosie are in the zone, but can they stay there?
Okay, you ready for the next exercise?
Ready.
This is stay in place.
Okay.
You're gonna come out to the end of that lead, and then you're gonna, yeah, she has to be in that box.
As soon as I saw Rosie walk off, I thought it was all over.
Anytime you're ready.
Lori and Rosie are attempting to pass a simulated therapy dog test.
This is stay in place.
Okay.
You're gonna come out to the end of that lead, and then you're gonna, yeah, she has to be in that box.
As soon as I saw Rosie walk off, I thought it was all over.
I was nervous, which maybe she felt that from me. So I almost passed out, but I kept it under control.
Anytime you're ready.
Stay. Good.
Good job. Going back to home base.
Good.
Very good. Thank you.
It could have been a real disaster, but Lori, she kept her cool.
After weathering their stumble, Lori and Rosie are back on track.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Great.
Good girl.
Great job.
Good. Good girl.
Okay, we're done. We'll call you back in once I get the score sheets tallied, okay?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I was so nervous. It was like a child passing a test. Now I know exactly how my kindergartners feel.
Lori, come on in.
That was something different?
Congratulations.
Stop it. Are you serious? I saw that she had the therapy vest on, and it was like Christmas morning for a child.
Though Rosie has yet to earn her official vest, she's trying this one on for size.
Great job.
Rosie, we're gonna be so busy.
But she won't leave empty-pawed.
There. Just as pretty as your vest.
And you're gonna make a lot of people happy.
Brandon was so fabulous, and I'm just so beyond grateful that he took the time out
to train Rosie and train me as well.
She's all yours.
Now, a new mission can begin.
Rosie and I are going to go back to New Jersey, and then I'm definitely counting the days until I can have her actually certified. And I think that Jasper Jax would be very happy today.
When Lori was diagnosed with cancer, her life was on the line. Much like Rosie's life was on the line in the shelter. Neither of them were promised tomorrow. But now they found each other. And together, they can give hope to others to live another day. From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.
Today on Lucky Dog. Age.
Are you a senior?
Experience.
This dog has zero training.
Physical limitation.
She definitely needs surgery.
Every dog has its Achilles heel. But no matter what the challenge,
Hey, what was that?
Brandon knows there's always a solution.
Trust me, it's all gonna make sense pretty soon.
So get on board, because today we're overcoming obstacles.
I'm Brandon McMillan, and I've dedicated my life to saving the lonely, unwanted dogs that are living without hope. My mission is to make sure these amazing animals find a purpose, a family, and a place to call home. Today, one dog will be saved and one family will have a new best friend. This is Lucky Dog.
Over the course of his life, Brandon McMillan has rescued many shelter dogs, giving them a second chance and a forever home. But preparing them for their new family rarely follows a set training path. More often than not, it's a dog's personal obstacles that dictate the course. In Cora's case, that obstacle was age. At 8 years old, this dopey mix was being overlooked in favor of younger dogs. Luckily, Brandon saw her potential and found a promising owner in Nikki, a paddleboard enthusiast specifically looking for a senior dog.
I just feel like those dogs are the ones that get passed up the most, and my heart kind of goes out to them.
She lives right by the beach, and she loves stand-up paddleboarding. When she told me this, the first thing that clicked in my head was, wouldn't that be awesome if I could train her a dog to stand up paddleboard with her? Normally, I wouldn't even think about training most dogs for stand-up paddleboarding, especially a senior dog. But Cora is much different. She has a heavy work drive. She's eager to please.
Cora's training starts off at the Canine Gym and Rehabilitation Center.
The first thing I want to do is just get her used to the board. So I put the board on the ground right by the pool. Then I rock it slowly. Just a little bit of rocking motion, see? She understands the rocks are not going to hurt her. It's just the way the board moves.
Nothing frightens you, huh?
The next step in the process was to put the board in the pool.
Brandon starts off by securing the board to the edge of the pool.
I want her to feel like that board is on solid ground.
There you go. Look at that. Nice. All the way. All the way. Good. There you get one of these. Good. Good.
Once Cora gets stable, Brandon guides the board through the water.
This is the trickiest part to teach her because I have to teach her not to fight the water, but go with it. She has to feel the rocks, feel the motion.
Now watch. We're gonna turn. We're gonna turn. See?
Cora did great at the pool, but that's a very controlled environment. Now it's time to take it up another level. I'm taking her to a lake, which is an open water environment, a lot more elements to deal with. And to top it all off, we're gonna be on the board together. This will be her ultimate test. If she can prove to me that she can handle this, she's ready to go paddleboarding with Nikki.
Brandon starts by securing the board to the dock.
And as I was stabilizing the board, she just decides to jump right on the board. That told me everything. It told me that she's a little adventure seeker. She wanted to do this. She wants to have fun. So, paddleboarding we go.
Before they push off, Brandon puts Cora through a quick review.
I rocked the board a little bit, and it didn't even faze her. She stood her ground. So, that's it. We set sail. I started paddling the board right to the middle of the lake. I was doing very slow paddles, watching her the whole time, seeing what her body language is. Again, I don't want her to be afraid of this. And then when the moment was right, I decided to stand up, and as I start standing up, the board starts wobbling. Instantly, Cora dropped her body posture. She corrected herself. That told me everything I needed to know right there. Cora understands the whole theory of stabilizing herself now.
While some dogs master the doggy paddle, few get a chance at the paddleboard. And for Cora, the helm is exactly where she was born to be.
I could tell she loved it for two reasons. Number one, the smile on her face, and number two, the wag on her tail. The best part about this whole scenario, it wasn't the paddleboarding. It was the fact that when we got back to the dock, she literally tackled me with kisses. That right there showed her gratitude. That made me happy.
Was that fun?
In fact, it made me so happy that I gave her her green collar. Come on. You got a new mom waiting for you. Come on.
Coming up,
this dog has absolutely zero training.
how inexperience leads one Schnauzer puppy's training off the beaten path.
Taking a dog camping is a big responsibility.
Puppies never fail to turn on the charm. Their youthful exuberance is infectious, and because they lack the complex history of older dogs, prospective owners find them desirable. But youth often translates into inexperience. Such was the case with Cleo.
Cleo's lack of training is obviously a testament to her age. She's a 5-month-old puppy. The one thing you can always guarantee with puppies is they have a lot of energy.
You know a down?
And rarely any obedience.
I'm starting pretty much from ground zero with this dog.
And spot-on obedience is exactly what Cleo will need in her new home with the Knight family.
You want to take your dog hiking and camping?
Yeah, absolutely, because I look at the dog as an extension of our family, and so it's really important to be able to bring her with us whatever we do.
It sounds easy on paper, but taking a dog camping is a big responsibility, and it also takes a lot of training.
Not to mention a strong stomach.
A campsite is full of food, which is very attractive to a dog. If I were to take Cleo to a campsite right now, it's almost a guarantee she would pretty much eat everything in sight.
So Brandon tests Cleo's taste for trouble.
I spread an entire buffet across a picnic table.
What's up here? Look at.
When she found out the food was up there, she was trying to figure out every which way to get up there. I gave her a no command, and she respected it. She stopped, but just for a few seconds until she tries to find another way up there.
Nope, nope. Human food. For humans only.
Cleo quickly loses her appetite. But confirming Cleo's obedience requires an ultimate challenge.
I'll be setting up a makeshift campsite. It'll be a basic replica of all the obstacles a real campsite has to offer.
See that? See that? Yeah, I know. Good stuff, huh?
This test will tell me if she's truly ready to go camping with her new family.
And you stay right there. What do we do?
Cleo shows restraint.
She's doing very well with me right in front of her. The real test is, can I walk away and be 100% sure that she will not eat that food?
Brandon puts Cleo on a stay and backs away.
First, I decide I'm going to hold her for 1 minute. 1 minute turns into 2, that goes to 3. And eventually we hit the 5-minute mark. She didn't even look at that food.
Cleo, come here. Come on. There you go. Good. Nice.
Guess what that means?
It means we are doing a wardrobe change. She earned her stripes. She got her green collar.
Try it on. How does that feel?
Look at that. Much better, right? Come on, you got a family waiting for you.
Coming up,
Typical, aren't you?
a shy Chihuahua mix steps from the shadows
You don't trust me yet, do you?
and learns the value of trust.
Before I start any training, I have to earn his trust.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected. The life of a shelter dog can be one of uncertainty, insecurity, and distrust,
Typical, aren't you?
especially in a young dog like Shadow, whose short life was spent bouncing from shelter to shelter.
You want that? He really had no interest in anything I offered him. I was petting him. He really didn't care. He said no to food. This right here is a trust issue. You don't trust me yet, do you? Before I start any training, I have to earn his trust. I have to show him that I'm his friend, not his enemy.
Brandon forgoes training in favor of some good old-fashioned bonding.
Day after day, I would wait Shadow out. Every day, he would show a little more promise. And then, out of nowhere, we had the breakthrough moment.
Hello there.
He allowed me to pick him up.
Well, thank you. Well, been waiting a long time for one of those.
Brandon is able to earn Shadow's trust. But getting Shadow to extend that trust to potential owner Gary is a bigger challenge. Luckily, Brandon knows the best way to a dog's heart is through its nose.
Dogs, they use their nose for everything. That's how they shake hands. I decided to go for an old technique. I call it positive scent association. I have the new potential owner, Gary, wear a t-shirt for a couple days. And what this does, it gets his scent all over the t-shirt. Everything Shadow does from here on out at the Lucky Dog Ranch will be with that t-shirt. Whether he's sleeping, playing, eating, this t-shirt will be the dog's everything. So when he does meet Gary, he will have a positive experience.
Trust me, you're gonna like this t-shirt pretty soon.
When training is complete, Brandon puts Shadow's scent association to the test.
I'm bringing Shadow over to Gary's house so they can meet each other for the first time. And it's either gonna go really well or really bad.
Oh, Brandon.
Hey, Gary.
This must be Shadow.
This is Shadow. Usually, when a family meets a dog for the first time, they can pet the dog and hug it and do whatever they want. But in the case of Shadow and Gary, it's a little bit different.
This union requires a more formal introduction.
Shadow doesn't realize that he's right in front of one of the most positive experiences he's ever had. He just has to simply make the connection between his nose and the scent.
So Gary, what I want you to do is just put your hand out, let him sniff you. He needs to recognize your scent. It's gonna click in any minute.
He knows your scent. He's been smelling it for a long time now. He just has to make the connection. At first, Shadow was simply looking at me. He wasn't relying on his nose.
And then, the moment of recognition.
Hey there. Shadow turned around and started kissing Gary right on the nose.
He did seem to recognize me, so I was excited about that. Good boy.
What took me a long time to gain Shadow's trust, it took Gary only minutes. Bet you didn't think a shirt could do that, huh?
I had no idea.
That's the power of a dog's nose.
Coming up,
Come on, Jasmine.
a subtle limp leads to a devastating diagnosis.
It's a torn ACL. She definitely needs surgery.
See you soon, Jasmine.
After suffering a leg injury, Jasmine was surrendered to the shelter by her former owner. Despite her sweet disposition, her leg injury was handicapping her ability to get adopted. Until Brandon stepped in.
Come on, Jasmine.
We definitely have a cruciate injury. I believe the ligament is torn. Typically what we do in these instances is the pets require surgery. So I'm gonna send you to our specialist for sure. But before that, I think we should take some x-rays. I just want to assess to make sure her hips are in line, her knees look okay, there's no fluid building up around the joint.
Okay.
The next morning, Brandon meets with board-certified general practitioner Dr. David Clark to go over Jasmine's test results.
So our x-rays pretty well confirm that it's a torn ACL. Cruciate ligaments, I don't know if you know about them, but they're ligaments inside the knee. And what they do is they keep those bones from moving back and forth. When the dog stands, keeps them steady, that joint's unstable. And when she bears weight, those bones are moving in an abnormal way.
So what's the next step in the process?
She definitely needs surgery. We can get her in tomorrow morning. We need to get this done just as soon as we can because she is in pain.
Absolutely, it's gotta be done.
Okay.
I wish she didn't have to go into surgery, but at least we caught the problem in time for us to fix it.
The next day, Brandon arrives for Jasmine's surgery.
So I'll go ahead and have you wait out here. It's gonna be a couple hours.
See you soon, Jasmine.
Let's go, Mama.
So now Jasmine's in surgery, and I know she's getting the best care possible. But still, things like this are never easy with a dog you care about.
So Jasmine's waking up, and I think everything went really well. She was a good patient. Surgery went as expected. I think that the joint felt really stable when we got done.
Yeah.
These first 2 weeks, I want you to she needs to hang out in the house. The next 2 days, I want you to use an ice pack. And then after that, for about 4 or 5 days, put a hot pack on it. Give it a few minutes, then gently flex and extend the leg so that we keep that joint loose.
How long is the whole recovery?
Probably 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
8 weeks later, Jasmine is as good as new. Not only does she excel at the common commands, but she proves to Brandon that she is the perfect companion for Jake, a young man who had spent his own life overcoming physical adversity.
It was a long wait for Jake to get Jasmine. There were a lot of hurdles along the way.
This way, there you go. Hi there.
Hi there. How are
How
you?
are you?
I'm doing great.
Somebody wants to meet Jake.
When Jake first saw Jasmine, he ran up to her and just said the words, Princess Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine.
Jake, look. Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, go ahead and put her.
Princess Jasmine.
We were all sitting on the living room floor, and Jake couldn't give her enough love. He couldn't give her enough affection. It was the missing piece of the puzzle in Jake's life. In the end, I couldn't really picture a more perfect pair for each other. Jake, she's your dog now. Take care of her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Jazz.
Coming up,
Hey, what was that?
Pluto's natural instincts get him into hot water.
Nobody wants a marking. Pluto, come on.
Dogs rely on their natural tendencies in social situations and for survival. But without formal training, these instincts can occasionally spiral into bad habits. Such was the case with a 3-year-old Tibetan Terrier mix named Pluto.
Hey, what was that? Is that you, huh? Is that the kind of manners you have in a house?
To a dog, marking is 100% natural behavior outside. When they bring that territory marking indoors, now it becomes a bad habit.
And alleviating it will require a bit of reverse psychology.
Well, I take the leash and I tie it around the leg of the table right where he marked. And I leave just enough slack where he can stand up and lie down only. So if he wants to mark that area, if he likes it so much, now he gets to stand next to it.
There. Why don't you take some time and think about that?
Pluto's behavior earns him a 20-minute timeout.
You learn your lesson? Yeah, it's no fun, huh?
But old habits die hard.
About 15 minutes later, lo and behold, Pluto once again lifts his leg. So, once again, I repeat the process. 20 more minutes tethered.
A habit like this can be a deal breaker, especially for a deal maker like potential owner Colleen.
Colleen is a real estate agent. She plans on taking Pluto to all these open houses. If Pluto has a bad marking problem, he's gonna ruin deals for her left and right.
Brandon spends the week reinforcing Pluto's mark training and even tests him by leaving him alone inside the ranch.
Pluto did a great job. He passed the test. But the real test is to see how he'll do at Colleen's open house.
I'm a little bit nervous about Pluto because we are looking at a property that's close to the $2 million range. So we've got a certain clientele that we've invited to this open house.
Go on, have a sniff, explore. Look at all kinds of stuff to mark on. You better not do it.
It isn't long before Pluto's test hits critical mass.
Uh-oh, carpet. Carpet, the game changer. As we walk into the master bedroom, I noticed the floor had a lot of evidence of another dog that was once here. Yeah, I see you sniffing. If there's one reason a dog will ever mark, it's to mark over another dog's old marking. And he had every opportunity to show his old bad habits, but he moved on.
Pluto shows remarkable restraint. And not only that, he engages the clientele.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
My dog Pluto is here.
Hi, Pluto.
He is very friendly.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he's super friendly.
Hi there, honey.
Hi. Oh, he's so sweet.
Isn't he?
Does he come with the house?
As the day went on, Colleen showed new potential buyers the house, and Pluto tagged along like he owned the place.
By the end of the day, everyone seems delighted by Pluto's charms. Most importantly, Colleen.
I thought he was great. He really came up to a lot of the people and they felt at ease, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. He's a great partner.
And most importantly, I didn't see him mark once.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy. I think he gets one of these.
So he's graduating. Fantastic.
He is graduating.
Fantastic.
Like his classmates at Lucky Dog Ranch, Pluto earns his green collar, a symbol of achievement.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.